What's going on, guys? It's GBP, baby. It's 6:39 p.m. We're in England, obviously. I say obviously. Um, so basically, I was supposed to make a video on DXY on Sunday, but my software wasn't working properly. I was just outlining. I was outlining my predictions for the week. I did actually make a post about it. My page is Scar Online. I did want to change this to GBP baby, but that's a story for another day. So this was what I had outlined on Sunday. I marked out the mean threshold of a daily order block here. I marked out the consequent encroachment of a 4-hour fair value gap, which was basically from here to here. That's this blue line. There's an hourly fair value gap as well, which happened to sit perfectly on the 4-hour fair value consequent encroachment. This is sell side liquidity, and here's the buy side, and here was where I'd like to see. This is where I want to see price turn. This is where I wanted to see price close. So if we click play, we can see where we're at now, and it's going well. You know what happened yesterday? I didn't expect this low to be made yesterday. I wanted to see it get made on Tuesday, really, and as it was making this low, it did kind of throw me off, because I was thinking, okay, it's aggressively attacking this low straight away. But as we can see, that we clearly left that level almost perfectly, the mean threshold after that order block. We see bullishness, we see us trade back through this discount fair value gap, return back to it, and then aggressively trade higher. And now I'd like to see it attack this buy side. So it is doing what I expected, it's just doing it a lot quicker than anticipated. Also, after seeing a move so aggressive like this, I'm waiting for some consolidation phase. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens Wednesday. We have some consolidation before price continues. But so we're just going to look at DXY now. I'll start from the weekly and work our way down, and I'll just outline what I want to see, really. This was obviously that low that we saw get made. That got made at the 50% of this wick. If you watch ICT, which I assume you do if you're watching this video, the 50%, this is consequent encroachment, so you can anticipate price trade into this. So I'll mark that out. Bear with me. There we go. And now, so we traded down, took out liquidity down here, and obviously there's going to be sell stops all in this range, because this is acting as a rejection block. So now I'd like to see, for the rest of the week, I'd like to see it trade up into these highs and into this range. So I'm going to mark out this high as a potential target to what we could be trading to for buy side liquidity. And where would I want to see it trade up in? We can mark the 50% level off here as well as another target, because that's a range as well. So I will just put that here. It's consequent encroachment again. But obviously it might not reach that this week, but I do see that as the next target. So say we don't reach that this week, perhaps next week we'll start to find ourselves trading up into that. I'll drop down to the daily, and we can see we've had a very bullish day today. Probably one of the most bullish Tuesdays I've seen in a, like Tuesdays when I anticipate the low to be made after a week. And oh wait a minute, was that made today? No, it wasn't. Right. Anyway, so we have this low made at the consequent encroachment. We can mark out the 50% of this, which we saw here. I'm gonna mark that out. over here, just so we can see it on the lower time frame. Lower, yeah, time frame. 8216, and I usually have that like this, make it look pretty. Then we drop down to the 4 hour and we can see how price traded. So yeah, this was that massive void I was talking about. It seems that, you know, price dropped down, took out all the liquidity resting in here. This is fair value, and then as you can see, we've aggressively traded higher, took out this high, which is showing bullishness and likelihood to want to trade higher into the buy side liquidity. We've got some relative equal highs along here. So in terms of what I want to see next, this is how I'm going to look at the market now. So since we traded through this, we have a bearish order block here. I'm going to mark this out, and preferably, it's probably these two blocks, so I'll mark it out like that. That's quite a big range. I'll make it just this, because this is where most of the volume is. Preferably, I'd want to see price respect this order block, because when price trades through a bearish order block, when it returns to it, it should now act as a bullish order block. That's one of the rules by ICT. So I'm going to mark out the 50% of this, and then tomorrow or today or whenever, probably tomorrow now, as we're coming to the end. Well, I'm not expecting much more activity for the rest of the day, considering we've had all of this. I'm just expecting consolidation for the rest of it. We want to mark out the 50% level, which is 101.3604. There we go. So yeah, when I see price trade into this, I'm expecting bullishness to come from here. Understanding this kind of market structure is, I'd say it's quite advanced, because I never always used to be able to look at price so openly like this, as in I can see that I can look at that confidently and know that I don't really want to see price trade below that. The reason for that being, there's no need, because we've already got stops, and we can see how aggressively we traded higher on the 4 hour as well. It seems like it's in some kind of rush or, you know, hurry to try and get into these relative equal highs resting here. Let me mark those out as well. Resting here and up here. So that's why when price comes into here, I'd expect it to be collecting orders and sell side. It's probably gonna. What I want to see is I want to see it engineer its own liquidity, take it out, and then move higher from within this range. So we'll drop down to the 1 hour, and we can see there's a fair value gap down here, and this would be seen as a discount PD array because it's below market price. So if we're bullish, discount PD arrays such as this should act as support, and this happens to be in a location which is basically at the 50% level of that order block, bearish order block, which is now bullish. So I'm going to make that green because I expect price to respect that. So when I do see price trading down here, I can be looking for either buys on dollar or sells in GBP, in the foreign currencies. This week has been quite weird though. For the past 2 weeks, it's been quite, like, the markets haven't been as, how do I say it? They've been very consolidated, clearly, and only now have we had this move. So like, we can see we're about to enter some kind of expansion, because after consolidation we have manipulation and then expansion. I imagine this is the manipulation, but we'll see. But I haven't been trading because, yeah, the markets they're not really the best right now, are they? So yeah, that's pretty much it from here. I just want to see price come down here, I want to see this act as support basically, and if I see support, I will be confident in buying dollar, or I'll be confident in selling the foreign currencies. That's pretty much all I wanted to outline really today with DXY. I'll make a separate video with GBP and Euro, but yeah, it's pretty basic really. Like, these are pretty basic concepts. you know, relative equal lows. We've had this massive expansion today, hit consolidation. I want to see it dip down and then progress higher into these highs. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it for now. Obviously, you know, we haven't finished the day yet, so maybe I want to see how this 4-hour candle closes. We've still got 2 hours, 10 minutes. Once that closes, then we'll have probably a massive fair value gap, and then we can start to look at it a bit more closely in terms of, you know, how we want price to treat the fair value gap it's left behind. But one thing to note as well, in terms of the bullishness, I can recognize the bullishness from moments such as, from things such as here. There was a bearish fair value gap here. Bear with me. How long we've been going for? 11 minutes. Wow. Okay. I'll try and keep this 15 minutes long. So we can see price traded through this. So this was a bearish, and then once it traded through, this becomes a bullish fair value gap, and then price traded down, and then got rejected away straight away. The whole bearish, Let me try and explain this again. This was a bearish fair value gap originally. Then we traded through it, making it a bullish fair value gap, and we can see we wicked through it, but then we got turned away and pushed higher a lot more aggressively. This is adding confluence as to why I'm expecting higher prices, because the way we've left this gap here, it shows again bullishness, clearly taking out these highs. Now we just need to take out some kind of sell side, which is why I'm expecting internal engineered liquidity to get taken out, trade to around here, and then push higher. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching. This has been GBP baby, and I'll see you in the next one.